Everyone has a story. Mine is simple. I'm Candace Dixon, a food blogger and cocktail enthusiast. Bartenders not only have fascinating stories, but they seem to serve a greater purpose behind the bar.
So you know what? I actually kept him out of jail that night.
I'm on a quest in New York City to look into their world and quench my thirst for the most outrageous stories to be told.
So yeah, that was probably definitely one of the craziest things that's ever happened to me in the bar.
So, what's your story? Hey, what's up? I'm meeting Nick, a bartender at Barely Disfigured, a swanky speakeasy in Carroll Gardens, Brooklyn. This new cocktail bar has created quite a stir, as it used to be a brothel a few years ago. But now it's serving up sexy French-inspired cocktails. Nick will tell us a story of how he unknowingly split his pants in front of guests. Oh no! And also another story of what not to do when trying to flirt with a stranger. Well, I can't wait, so let's see what he's pouring today. Hey Nick, how are you?
Hey Candace, not too bad. How are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Pretty good. So I know that Barely Disfigured is inspired by like classic French cocktails. Can you tell me a little bit more about this?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of the cocktails that we have on the menu kind of are inspired by a lot of like classic French recipes, but we turn it on its head a little bit and we try to do something that's more fun and innovative and approachable for a lot of different people.
I love that concept.
Thanks.
So I'm in the mood for a cocktail, something that's maybe a little dry. I'm okay with bitters and something that can, like awaken the palate.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I have something in mind.
Okay.
I've been really excited about a lot of different like gin and Fernet cocktails lately.
Love gin.
Okay, excellent. There's a cocktail called Don't Give Up the Ship that I really love if you want to give it a go.
I would love to. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so it's gin, a little dry curacao, some Fernet, and some sweet vermouth, and a bit of bitters. Usually stirred and served up. Really old cocktail. It's inspired by the original Battle of Boston Harbor.
Okay.
The captain, on his last words when the ship was going down, said, "Don't give up the ship, fight her till she dies." And then later, that inspiration translated to another really famous cocktail enthusiast writing a book called The Bartender's Guide and Ladies' Companion, and he wrote it there and featured it. So
That's cool.
yeah.
I would love to try it.
Great, sounds good. So the cocktail I'm making today is called Don't Give Up the Ship. So it's going to be 1.5 ounces gin, half an ounce of Carpano Antica sweet vermouth, half an ounce dry curacao, half an ounce of Fernet, 2 dashes of Reagan's orange bitters. Make it a quick stir. Strain it into the glass. And just gonna finish it off with an orange peel. And here is Don't Give Up the Ship.
So the cocktail earlier was delicious. Thank you so much.
I'm glad you liked it.
So now I want to know a little bit more about you.
Okay.
How long have you been bartending?
About 4 or 5 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you first started, do you have any memories of those few moments,
Yeah.
first few?
Definitely. Yeah, when I first really started bartending, I was living in San Francisco. I kind of moved there from New York just because, why not? And I started working at this restaurant out there. I was bar backing for a long time, starting to transition into bartending. And I remember there was one time when we were doing a book signing for the bar here at Death & Company. The owners of the place I was working at are pretty good friends of theirs, and they decided to team up for the book release, and they did a signing, and we made a bunch of their cocktails and things like that. So it was a really big, fun day. It was just a lot of moving parts and a lot of things going on. So it was really, really exciting.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but there are always things that go wrong during that. During the big events when you're most unprepared for them,
Of course.
So I remember I was running around like crazy. I was bartending a little bit outside at the satellite bar that we had set up. I was bar backing and bringing ice and getting stuff inside, working with another person and just rotating and running around. And I don't know what happened, but like during the thick of it, I like bent down to grab something from one of the fridges.
Okay.
And I remember standing up and going, why is there like a light breeze all of a sudden? And
Oh no.
so, yeah, so, you know, I was getting that information, I ignored it. So I kept working and I kept running around, and then one of the other bartenders taps me on the back of the shoulder and goes, hey, nice underwear. And I like flushed and I was like, oh, that's what that was.
No, I
Yeah.
have to ask. Boxers or briefs?
Briefs.
Okay, nice. Were they attractive?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
good,
they
good,
were.
good. So not
yeah.
too bad.
It was like I'm pretty sure they were like a sky blue color or something like that.
Okay.
Something a little nice to offset the black pants I was wearing, you know.
Okay, sure. Pop a
so-
color.
Yeah, absolutely. So I freaked out a little bit, but like tried to keep my cool, and I was just like, okay, where can I get pants really quickly? So I ran around the corner and I like grabbed one of the servers and I was like, please get me an apron so I can cover myself and run away really quickly. So I like, they didn't know what was going on and they freaked out too, and they're like, oh, I guess so. Ran and got me an apron. I like wrapped it around and scurried downstairs to the to like the kitchen.
Yeah.
And luckily the dishwasher was such a nice guy. He was like a really like good friend of mine at that point. And he like had my back and he's like, you know what? Like, I actually got some extra pants in the back. Like, let me see if they fit you.
Godsend.
Yeah, but the thing is, he was like 5'6", and he was like a little stocky guy. And I'm like
you're
I'm
not.
6 foot, and I was like I weighed like 160 at the time. Like I was a little like different build. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a go. So he comes out. I like go into the back and change, and I put on the pants, and they fit perfectly.
How did that happen?
I have no idea. It was a godsend.
That was like the bar gods were
Yeah.
like, you need this.
Yeah, absolutely. They're like, you should be better prepared for a wardrobe malfunction next time. And from that point on, I was. So
Good.
yeah, I like kept bringing in an extra pair of pants for just in case something happened. I was like, I got these in my locker. I'm ready to go just in case something happens. But like,
Definitely.
things like that are not something that you should be prepared for in like a regular job setting.
Of course.
You know?
It had to happen on a busy day.
It always does.
Well, that sounds pretty unforgettable.
Oh yeah, I never forgot it.
And I'm glad you bounced back from it too.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of learn to be pretty malleable when you're like in a fast-moving environment, and just anything crazy could happen at any moment. So, you know, just kind of be ready a little bit.
Absolutely.
But-
You need to.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you know, since Barely is in its first year,
Mm-hmm.
and of course we're in New York, so I'm sure that there's been some interesting characters to come in to check out the plays and
Definitely.
become regulars.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had any cool experiences here with people?
Yeah, I've definitely had some interesting experiences. Yeah.
Okay.
There was, I mean, like at this point, it's nice because we've only been open for about 4 months, and we are developing people who are regulars who like really love the place and really are excited about what we're doing, and I just like hanging out and talking to people anyway.
Yeah.
So, but we do have these 2 regulars that actually do come in a couple times, or have been in consecutively. But the first time that they were in, it was these 2 guys, and they were just like, they were having a couple beers, having cocktails, like talking and chatting with me and the other cocktail server, and like having a good time. And there were these other 2 ladies that were like right around the corner, like very, very close to where they were. And they were very relaxed. They were having like a quiet night. Seemed a little somber, but like I didn't really get involved. But one of the guys who was with the other 2 couple nudges his buddy, who I found out later was his cousin, and he goes, hey, like, she's really pretty over there. He's like, but I don't really talk to girls. Like, what am I supposed to do? And me and the cocktail server were like, just like, say hi, like just go over and just do it. Just why not? You know, like what have you got to lose, basically? And he like he like prepared. He's like, okay, sure, okay, I'm gonna do it. And he like finished his drink and walked over. And they were talking and they were chatting and just like really like, you know, kind of candidly, I guess. I overhear her say, yeah, like, you know, I'm just kind of having a night out with my friend because we've been out of touch for a while because I recently lost a child of mine. Yeah, I didn't know what to say to that too. She's like, I was maybe 20 weeks into the pregnancy and I lost her. And the guy goes, well, he said something back to her, I didn't really hear it. And then I looked back over at them and he's beet red. And he's like he's really embarrassed a little bit. And he's still talking to her and he's still chatting, and like then they hug and we thought it went really well. and he walks back over to us, and like his cousin goes over and is talking to them, like they have like this weird exchange, and then he gets back over to us, and he goes, I can't believe I just said that. And we're like, what did you say? What happened? It looked like it was going really well. And he goes, she said that she lost her kid at like 21 weeks after her pregnancy, and I said that I lost mine after like 34. And
That's full term.
yeah, it was weird. So I was like, why did you say that? He's like, I don't know. I just got really nervous and I got really embarrassed, and it just happened. And now, like he's like, I've never had a dedicated relationship. I've never been married. I've never had like a really long-term girlfriend. I'm like, I just said it. Like, and he like freaked out a little bit. Luckily she didn't pry too much, but I did hear her come over and be like, thanks so much. It was so nice to get to know somebody who's been through something so similar. And he was like, yep, and just like gave her a hug, and I don't think they talked after.
Wow. She was forgiving, or maybe she just it didn't register.
I don't think that it registered at all. Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, people say weird things when they get really nervous, but I mean,
Yeah, that's true. I do
like,
that.
yeah, well, you know, I think everybody gets that tendency. And then later, I was retelling the story to my manager, and the only thing that he gets from it, he goes, you can't lose a child at 34 weeks of pregnancy. And then he just like walks away, like thinking about the logistics of it more than anything.
And so the humor was totally lost.
Oh yeah, no, he was totally, yeah, he's got other stuff going on.
That's great.
Yeah, it
Which
was
adds another level
definitely
of humor.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's just like one of those weird things that you overhear at the bar, and just kind of like, I don't know, makes you think about people, gives you a fun story to tell.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. That's true.
Yeah.
My gosh. Well, thank you so much. This has been magnifique. A lot of fun. And I will definitely be back.
Good.
I'll be a regular at Barely.
Looking forward to it.
And looking forward to more wonderful cocktails.
Yeah, same to you.
Thank you.
Mhm.